Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I have missed you guys so much and I'm just so excited to be back here on Jetting Julia. Today is Valentine's Day. I just finished getting ready for the day. The only pink that I really had today were my bright pink socks, so I have those on for the holiday. Miss Luna coming to say hello to the vlog. So she has on her cute little Valentine's Day bandana. Hi, sweetheart. I'm sure everybody missed you. We have a lot to catch up on and talk about in today's video, but first I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I have been up to over this past month and a half. So, as most of you know, I did start out the new year getting a knee surgery. I had my meniscus operated on. I just got to the hospital. Eric is allowed to be out here with me once I am changed into my hospital gown and the nurse preps me for surgery. He's allowed to wait with me until they actually take me back to surgery. This is my little bed. They gave me my gown. This is a bag for my shoes. This is a bag for my clothes. There's a blanket right here and some hospital socks. So now I have to get changed. Thank goodness everything with the surgery went well. Thank you everyone too for your prayers and kind messages. They truly meant so much to me. After the surgery, I pretty much just came home and slept for the rest of the day. Luna was at my side the whole time though. It was adorable. I'm also so grateful to Eric for taking such good care of me, as he always does, but especially following my surgery. A few days later, we experienced our first snowfall of the year. This was the perfect time for me to cuddle up and start a new book. Oh, and of course, we were hit by the Luna tornado. One week post-op, I was able to get my stitches out, where here we were hit with some more snow, which Luna loved, might I add. I really have enjoyed getting to spend so much quality time at home with Eric and Luna, and I'm also a super lucky girl to enjoy Eric's marvelous cooking. During my medical leave and time off from flying, I have also really enjoyed being home for family dinners, as well as reviewing books on my Julia Jean channel. Speaking of books, here are just some of the books that I have managed to read over the past month and a half. Okay, yay, we are back in present time now. At this point, I am officially cleared from my doctor to go back to flying, and I actually have my first work trip in just a few days. Honestly, by the time this video is uploaded, I will probably already be on that trip. So the main reason why I took this hiatus from uploading and this break from Jetting Julia is because I was just honestly really burnt out by the end of the year, and I was mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. I just really needed some time to myself, and then when I tore my meniscus and found out that I needed surgery, it just kind of worked out. Like, the timing just worked out perfectly for me to take a break from filming and uploading, especially because I wasn't going to be flying at all for those 6 weeks that I was out on medical leave. I did, however, consistently upload on my Julia Jean channel. It's my book and lifestyle channel, and I had a lot of fun doing that, and I definitely want to continue uploading onto that channel, as well as obviously Jetting Julia, and find a good balance between the two, which is one of my ins for 2024, and we're gonna get into what that means now. So there was a trend that was going around on social media, like Instagram, TikTok, maybe YouTube, I don't know, that was like your ins and then your outs for the new year. So things that you want to do and then things that you want to cut out of your life. And over this past month and a half that I wasn't flying and I actually had time to myself to think and decompress and just evaluate a lot of things in my life, I was like, why don't I take this trend seriously? And then instead of New Year's resolutions, I do the ins and the outs for the rest of this year as my goals and just lifestyle changes, etc. I took a lot of time to think about these ins and outs, and I'm gonna go through all of them with you guys here in just a minute, but a lot of them do relate to this channel and the way that I will be doing things moving forward, which is also why I wanted to talk to you guys about them, and then also hopefully to maybe inspire some of you guys to do the challenge as well. And also I just kind of thought this would be a fun and positive video to get back into jetting Julia. So I broke up my ins and outs for the year into different categories. The first is mental and physical health, the second has to do with work, and then the third has to do with personal. So my first in of the year is to get outside and get fresh air daily, and especially try to get as much sunshine as I can. One thing I've really learned about myself in this time off, especially with how cold and rainy, cloudy, snowy, etc. that it has been here in Pennsylvania, is that I am a sunshine girl. When I don't see the sun for a few days, it really affects my mental health. So that is something that I need to make a priority, is making sure that I get outside as much as I can and I can feel the sunshine as much as I can. And then the out for that, so something I want to cut out would be spending multiple days in a row rotting in bed. And honestly, I don't really spend multiple days in a row, but I do feel like after my knee surgery, I obviously had to spend a lot of time in bed. I wasn't able to get up and do a whole lot. And I just feel like I am a very active person. And if I spend a lot of time just laying in bed, scrolling on my phone, watching TV, and if I don't move my body at all, and if I don't get outside and smell the fresh air and feel the sunshine on my face, it doesn't do well for my mental health. In the same category, and in for 2024 is sleep. Very, very, very much going to focus on getting high quality sleep, going to bed at an hour where I can get 8 hours of sleep. Obviously, as a flight attendant, this can definitely be a challenge, especially if I am on a layover that is really short, or if I'm working a red eye, for example. But when it is in my power, my out is to not go to bed staying up late, scrolling on my phone or reading my book. Like, those things will always be there the next day. Like, I don't need to be on my phone scrolling right before I go to sleep. My book will always be there the next day. So just to make sure that I am going to bed at a reasonable time where I can get high quality sleep. There are so many studies and research done on how important sleep is. And I have noticed after having a month and a half at home and getting consistent sleep that overall I just feel so much better. The next in is to focus on nutrition. So what does that look like? This looks like meal prepping, looking at the ingredients of the food that I am eating, tracking macros, and really just having a good focus on high protein, low fat foods, because I've just noticed for myself, that is when I feel my best. Like, when I eat high protein, low fat foods, I don't feel sluggish. I don't feel gross. This isn't about losing weight. This isn't about getting skinny. This isn't about looking a certain way, but it's about eating foods that I know fuel my body and that make me feel the most efficient, happy, confident, energetic, etc. So that is just a really big thing that Eric and I have both been doing together and have been focusing on since the beginning of this year, and we both just feel so much better. And then the out for that is to cut out fast food, which we don't eat fast food that often anyway, but just trying to cut that out as much as possible, and also cut out eating out on every single layover. Obviously, there are some layovers where I'm just going to have to eat out. Like, it's an international destination, I can't bring my own food. Say I did bring my own food, but by the end of the trip, I have none left, etc. But when looking at the different places that I need to eat out at on a layover, my goal is to try to pick the healthier option. So for example, if I'm at the airport, trying to find a chicken salad somewhere is a lot healthier of a decision than ordering something from Burger King. So just trying to consciously make good decisions about the food that I'm eating. And then also in terms of mental and physical health is following my fitness plan while I am at home, as well as on my flight attendant layovers. So I pay for 2 different apps. I use the Grounds app by Heidi Summers and the Alive app by Whitney Simmons. I do different fitness programs on them. And so I want to be really consistent with using those programs. And I want to make a very conscious effort of on my layovers when I have time, I'm just going to go straight to the gym and I'm going to get my workout in, because it just makes me feel so much better, so much stronger, and it's just something really positive and good that I can do for myself. And then the last in the category of mental and physical health is going to be 1 quality rest day per week. Now, this might not sound like a big deal, but it is, because I have definitely been a workaholic in the past, and I think that is what leads to me feeling burnt out and just so overwhelmed and stressed, is I don't give myself just 1 day per week where I don't film, I don't upload, I don't go on social media. Like, I just need 1 day per week where I can just relax and decompress and let go of the electronics and all of that stuff. So I really need to make it a point to just take 1 day per week where I am completely not working. I think by doing this too, it just allows me to be more present in the moment. It gives me that day to fully rest, so that way I can be at my best when I do go back to work, because if I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and going and going and going, eventually I'm going to get burnt out and run down. And I feel like that's what was happening to me by the end of last year. And actually having this time off to rest and to do these things, I have realized I actually need to make rest a big priority in my life, or I'm going to drive myself nuts. Okay, next up for my ins and outs is the work category. My first in is creating content that I genuinely enjoy. And it's not that I have ever created content that I don't enjoy, but I just want there to be a bigger focus on that. Like, I'm going to create content that I am just feeling really happy about, really positive about. I'm not going to create content just because I feel like I have to. I'm going to create content with the mindset of I get to do this. Everything that I am going to share, it is going to be with positive intentions and love. Obviously, I'm going to share the good days and the bad days and keep it real with you all, but I just want to have a much more positive mindset going into creating my content. And then the out for that is overly focusing and hyperfixating on numbers and views. I am not gonna lie to you guys, YouTube views are not as high as they used to be. I don't know why. I think the algorithm just isn't pushing content out to new viewers as much as it used to. It's just not pushing the videos out in the way that it was a few years ago. And then also, I mean, my channel started booming during COVID, and that was when everybody was home and they had time to watch YouTube and whatnot. And so I just feel like my content is shifting, and YouTube and social media is shifting in general. And I have to be here for that shift. And really, if I can just spread joy and positivity and inspiration to even just one person, then that makes my entire presence on social media worth it to me. Okay, and so my next in and out in terms of work has to do with both being a flight attendant and with being an online content creator. And it says letting the comments of others, whether it is negative in person or online, impact how I feel about myself. I am 28 years old. I am pretty confident in who I am as a person and what I want to bring to this world. If you have something negative and really mean to say about me, whether it's on the plane as a flight attendant or it's online in the comment section of one of my videos, I am not going to let those words negatively affect me anymore. I can't. I don't have the energy for it. I can't allow those things to affect me in the ways that they have before, because I will just go into a downward spiral if I focus on those things. And especially online, because it's like, someone could say something absolutely horrific and so terribly mean to me, but it's like, it's through my phone or it's through my laptop. It's not real. They're just a keyboard warrior. They're just a troll. Like, I can't even imagine someone coming up to me and saying those things to me in real life. So this is my little corner on the internet. This is mine. This is my space. This is my little corner on the internet. And if you have something god awful and mean to say to me, I'm just gonna ignore it. Like, it doesn't deserve my energy. It doesn't deserve my time. I will either ignore you, ignore the comment, and then if it becomes a problem, I will just straight up block you, because I don't need to have that in my life. And then, for example, if a passenger says something really mean to me at work, which, as you all know, this does happen sometimes, I will just do my best to fix whatever the situation is at the moment. And then as soon as I step off that plane, it's done. And then my last in and out in terms of work is to balance both of my channels, and then the out is to not put one of my channel on the back burner. So as you all know, I have 2 channels. I'm here on Jetting Julia and Julia Jean, and I am feeling really confident that I have found a system for me in terms of filming, editing, and uploading where I can consistently upload on both channels, and I'm so excited about it. So neither channel will be left on the back burner this year. Last category for my 2024 that I have is personal, and the first one is reading books that I know I will actually like, and continuing to engage with my book club online, which I do host a book club. We read 1 book a month. It's on the Fable app. I will put a link to it in the video description box below if you'd like to join. And it's not that I don't want to read other genres or that I don't want to expand my reading taste, but I just feel like this year I just really want to focus on reading genres that I do enjoy and that I know I will like, so that way I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to read books that aren't really in my style or in my taste. And yeah, like, I just want this to be like a fun reading year for me. I feel like last year I just wanted to read like as many books as I possibly could, because it was such a big coping mechanism for me, because Eric and I had such a hard year last year. So reading was kind of like my own version of therapy. I just dove in and read as much as possible. And then this year I just want to read for the enjoyment of it. And then my out for that is to not read books solely based off of their popularity online. Because some books are super popular online, and then I'll read them even though I know they're not in a category that I like, or they're not like my own personal taste. And then I'm like, I don't like that book. And I'm like, why did I read that? Oh yeah, because it was really popular online. But like, why would I do that to myself? My next personal in is to stick to a schedule that I make for myself. And then the out for that would be procrastination. I feel like I do this a lot. I say I'm gonna do something and then I just don't do it. I'm like, oh, I'll film that video today. And then I'm like, no, I'll film it tomorrow. And then it's like a week later and I haven't filmed the video or whatever it is. That's just an example that I meant to do that day. And I've noticed that if I can just give myself a to-do list, like a schedule of like very reasonable tasks, and if I can just complete those, then I feel just so much more accomplished and better by the end of the day. And then my last in and out for 2024, the in is to focus on positive affirmations and just letting things go that don't serve me. So focus on the things that I love about myself, that I love about my life, and that just truly make me happy. And if something is not serving me or making me feel good, to just let it go. I don't need to hold on to guilt. I don't need to hold on to any negative feelings that I might be having. I just want to focus on the good. And then the out for that is I want to cut out comparison and stress. I have always had a problem where I compare myself to other people, and there's really no point in doing that. There is no point in comparing myself to others, because I am me, I am who I am, and I don't need to like put myself up next to someone else. It's kind of just going back to what I've always said, that we are all on our own timelines. Life is not a race against other people. We are all doing things at our own pace, and there is nothing wrong with that. And then I also just want to cut out stress. Obviously, there are times that are going to be really stressful, but I do feel like sometimes I allow myself to get so overwhelmed, worked up, and just overly stressed out that it doesn't benefit me, it doesn't benefit other people, and I just want to do my best to eliminate that as much as possible. Let's see if Luna can find me. I can hear Eric talking to her. Oh my goodness. Hi, Luna. Hi. I'm just about done finishing my video.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're gonna say goodbye and conclude today's video here. That's funny. I actually am done filming. I'm just gonna conclude it. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, all right, you guys. So first, I just want to say thank you so much for clicking on today's video, for watching to this point if you are still here. Thank you for just continuing to support me and my channel. Like, it truly means the world to me. I am so excited and motivated and just happy to be back here on Jet and Julia. So my next upload will be my first trip back as a flight attendant, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. If you did like today's video, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, because I would love to see you again in future content. I hope that you are having an absolutely fabulous and wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!